says he will establish and uphold it. Establish and uphold what? David and his kingdom and this endless peace. He will establish and uphold it with justice and with righteousness from this time onward and forevermore. So from his inception, it was laid. Right? They didn't have their own kingdom. They didn't have their own land again and sovereignty and all that. No. But he placed guidelines for justice and for righteousness. What he taught his apostles and what they turned around and taught those who came after them. This was a part of the establishment and the upholding, because he held people responsible. They held people responsible for what? For justice and righteousness. When was this establishment and requirement for justice and righteousness? It was from the time onward, from his inception. And this is the problem, is that we look for what we want. And because it didn't happen how we think it ought to happen, we think nothing happened. I want a certain job, but I want it now. J.G. Wentworth. You know what I'm saying? I want it now. And because we didn't get it and get it now, we think we'd lost. But a father in his wisdom, any Aleph, any strong leader, has to prepare the ones in which he teaches for that which they are going to partake in or deal with. You want to be whatever field you're trying to be in, it takes certain characteristics. It takes certain basic knowledge and basic understandings. Do you have that? Before you ever get it, don't say I'm going to get it and learn it later. No, learn it first. Then you'll be able to handle it better once you get it. And that's with anything in life. It's best. Now granted, there are people who hop into things head first and have to go through you still gonna go through a process. This is the thing about it. If you want to have it, rightly, then there's a process you're gonna have to go through. You either could go through it, you could study it and learn it beforehand, so that once you hop in, you have an easier transition, or you could hop straight into it, still have to learn it, but at the same time bear all of the hard difficulties you have to bear in order to learn what you could have learned in peace and shalom. Right? Because when you're studying, you can take a break from studying. You can't take a break when you're in the middle of it. When you're in the middle, you got to roll with the punches. You're going to take some punches, and you got to bob and weave and roll and take and consume and go with it, because you didn't hop in here. But if you take your time beforehand, before getting into the midst, into the thick of a thing, you can take your time with it. And then when you studied all you can study, learned all you can learn, then you can hop into the fight. It's one thing to punch on a punching bag and it don't hit you back. It's another thing to get in there and punch on somebody and that somebody get to hit you back. That's what's hopping in the middle of something is. So when the son came, he dropped something on the people that they weren't looking for. They were looking to fight. They were looking to get into the whole of what's promised. They want the kingdom. They wanted the kingdom without being kingly. The apostles was confused by it, even though he probably told them verbatim. It was like, we thought he was the one. We thought he was the one that was going to give us the kingdom. Like, no. He gave you a kingdom for real. He done made you pillars of a whole new way. You don't even realize it. Because it didn't happen the way you wanted it to happen. He literally have made you kings. You don't even realize it. It's like, where my throne? Where my robe? Where my people at? You go get your people. I ain't got no money. I ain't got this. What I'm gonna rule them with? Teach them what I taught you. Ask yourself, do you see what the Most High is trying to do for you in his way instead of your way? Because your way, I'm just going to be honest with you and straightforward, your way ain't worth a damn. If your way was the way, then you'd be God, quote unquote. But you're not. He will establish and uphold it with justice and with righteousness from this time onward and forevermore. The zeal of the Master of Hosts will do this. Not only his zeal for doing it, right? Because he has to be straightforward in things and not get frustrated with what has transpired from the people, because the people got into wickedness, right? Paul went and established churches, taught people, everything was going good. Paul leaves and get letters of finding out the people then went off. Man, these people sleep with each other. Why? These people doing it, these people doing that. Now imagine Paul is the Most High. You done came, established something, made covenants and treaties. Now you like, you know what? It's over with. The whole church gone, everybody gone. I'm done with it. No, it takes a zeal. It takes patience to say, okay, let's eradicate this little part. Let's keep everything else that's good. Let's keep it going. It's easy to throw the baby out with the bath water, right? Because this is one motion. Dump the bath water out. You want to take the baby out, you got to go pick the baby up, dry the baby off, put the baby to the side, go back to the tub, pick it up, dump it out. It's a lot more work than just dumping the whole thing out and being done with it. This is the discipline that the Most High has put in the earth of difficulties. Everything about the Most High is gonna be difficult. Not that it can't be done or it's grievous, but that it's more than usual. It's above and beyond, right? What's the difference between ordinary and extraordinary? That little extra. As I said earlier about leaders of the people leading them astray, the elders and dignitaries had been the people that sold the people. Just like now, right? We understand that the land of Israel controls America. But how do they control America? They control America through different policies and laws that they benefit from. How did these laws get passed? By elders and dignitaries in Congress and the House of Representatives and Capitol Hill and all this old stuff. They polluted them to make them agree to things that hurt us. This is what happened with the elders and the dignitaries and the prophets. They made agreements. They committed certain wickedness that affected and hurt the people. So this is why the Most High said he cut them off. Because that's how you began. And that's the only way this nation is going to be healed, is that the head and the tail gets cut off, right? The elders and the dignitaries, the politicians, the governors, the House of Representatives, the senators, all this stuff. These people got to go. Because you say, well, Israel the problem. Why we? Your politicians is the problem. Your wicked elders, your wicked dignitaries is the problem. The prophets. They can be likened to your pastors. Right? These are the religious people leading you astray. These are the people that's supposed to tell you what the Most High say. Tell you truth. But they said instead of teaching truth, what they do? They teach lies. This is what happens when a nation becomes disagreeable to the Most High. He said, I will give you women for leaders, and your children gonna oppress you. That's Isaiah chapter 3. Let's one second. Isaiah chapter 3. He said, Isaiah 3:4 says, I will make boys their princess, and babes shall rule over them. This is what the Most High does to a nation that's not acting right. He make boys their princess. Huh? He make children rule over them. People that's not equipped for the office. People that can be run amok and led astray by other powers. David couldn't be run amok and led astray by other powers. He was not a boy. He was not a child. Most High said, okay, you want to be wicked? Well, I'm going to give you wicked leaders. I'm going to give you wicked rulers. I'm going to let them rule over you. And they going to put you in a place where you can't win. I'm talking about you can't win, child. You can't win when you ain't got winning material. Boys and children in leadership is not winning material. Did it say children? Did it say women? Babes. Babes. Yeah, that's children. Ruling over you. He said, and prophets who teach lies are the tale. For those who led this people led them astray, and those who were led by them were left in confusion. You know why you don't know the Bible? Because the person you depend on to teach it to you, you ain't gonna believe what he is. He one of them babes. He one of them children. What is a child gonna teach to an adult? You know what that adult gonna be left in when they get done? Confusion. You ain't taught me nothing. You did a whole bunch of talking, ain't said nothing. Gibberish. And that's what the people are giving, because that's what the people want. So you have to be very, very mindful of finding yourself in an unfruitful situation. Like, why am I dealing with these? How did I find myself here? Must have been foolish. You must have been foolish. So the Most High gave you over to foolery. You in a wicked assembly and congregation. How did you get here? Before you got there, you was a fool. I said, oh, you gonna be a fool? Okay, let me put you off in a foolish situation. So you gonna waste 5, 10, 20 years over here with this foolery. Because you was a fool before I ever took you there. So that y'all ain't never put me in none of these places. But I have devoted time and energies with people and things or whatever, only to find out that it wasn't what I wanted it to be. You know. But Todayah for progression, for revelation. Right? He didn't leave me confused. He didn't leave me basking away and drifting away. But also, he could have put me in these places and things so that I could know what ain't. I'm talking about, hey, listen. You gotta know what ain't for you to know what is. You know what I'm saying? You gotta know what ain't. Be like, that ain't it. I don't know exactly what it is. That ain't it, though. Know that much. Throw that, yeah. That is why the master did not have pity on their young people. What young people? The young people that got led astray. The young people who got destroyed. The YNs out here getting shot up, getting killed, strung out on dope. Why he ain't got no pity for them? Because their parents was fools. The leaders was fools. Nobody sought the Most High. This is what you get, young people. Why the Most High ain't got pity for your pastor telling you lies and all this stuff? Because you was a fool. That's why he gave you to the pastor. If you had sought him, he'd have gave you revelation. Why these women out here being abused by these wicked men? Because they was fools. You want to be foolish? Okay. What it say a wicked woman is? A wicked woman is given to a who? Wicked woman given to a wicked man. You want to be a fool? Here goes some more foolery. But if you want to be wise, let me give you more wisdom. These women out here that's uncovered, they don't want to be. Although they say it with their mouth, in their heart, they don't want to be covered. They don't want to be covered. That's why they ain't. Most I ain't got no problem with placing you around somebody who's going to give you some real knowledge, some real wisdom, some real understanding. He got no problem with it. As a matter of fact, he desires it. He said, what? I shall not do a thing unless I reveal it to my sons, the prophet. He ain't got no problem. It's mandatory for an Aleph to give adequate protection, to give adequate insight and understanding to all of those in which he oversees. If he don't give it to you, that means he don't oversee you. You know what he said? That ain't none of my business. You somebody else. That ain't none of my business. You know what you gotta tell them? Listen, I don't want to be with them no more. I want you to say, I choose you. That's what you gotta do. You gotta jump ship. Now, when you jump ship, he'll save you. He'll do you like old boy say, hey man, Pretty Tony, your chick chose me. You gotta really stick with him, really ride with him, and he'll keep you, he'll hold you. But you wanna come hang with the Mac, and then be still accepting Pretty Tony phone calls? How you ain't with all that, man? Nobody finna stand up to you for that. You gotta be all the way in, all the way out. That's what he told you. I want you to be hot or cold. You gotta be trying to be lukewarm. He don't deal with that. He don't rock with that. He will accept you from another God. He'll accept you if you cleave into him. He take war brides. It's in our law. That's why we can do it. Because he do it. But you know what? You don't just win you in war and take you straight into his bed. No, a war bride got to go through a whole damn list of things before she can ever come into that man's bed. You got to be separated from the guilt. You got to clean yourself, wash yourself, make yourself clean. You got to soak in oil and all kind of stuff for a year before you get to come and get with that man. And what the most I said, I don't just believe you because you said that. No, if you're willing to go through this process I got for you, then when it's finished, I'll rock with you. I told her, y'all, man, this word is all in it. It's all in it. The bad part about it, he pleaded for you to come. He ain't saying, I'm here if you feel like you can come back to me. You don't get to start like on no even playing field. No, you messed up. You gotta go through the war bride process. You don't just get to come, just get to leave his bed, hop straight in my bed. No, that ain't what we do. You gotta earn your keep. You know what I'm talking about? Handy with your steel. Earn your keep. You want to be a regulator. That's the only way he get down. You gotta show and prove. If he said try me and see what I am, who I am, don't you think he gonna try you? Don't you think he gonna put you to a test? That's why I don't understand what the Christian be talking about. Ain't nothing you can do to be saved. No. Listen, his salvation is there. So if that's what they talking about, I get that. It's there. Said I would that I can gather you in like a mother hen. I'm talking about my arms wide. He said I stretched out my arms wide all the day long to what? To a rebellious people. So you've been welcome. But you know what you can do? You can wear out your welcome. You can turn from your welcomeness. But you know what you gotta do to get into that welcome? You gotta get in there. You gotta get in there. Let the Christian tell it. You can be right there. So never embrace him. So never walk into his loving hand. And you'll be saved. You ain't got to go through the war bride process. Let's go hop in his bed. Now, like Paul said, I would that you not be. I'm gonna tell you about the good, the bad, and the. All right, yeah. Thought I, yeah. What do you say? The master will not have pity. He ain't got no pity because you catching hell because you want to hang with Pretty Tony. You wanted Pretty Tony. And he over there won't let you come off the corner, beating on you, getting knee deep in that pimping, and you want me to feel bad for you. You choosing this God. You choosing this deity that abuses you. You ain't there because I put you there. You there because you want to be. And the crazy part, you got somebody begging you to come get with him, but you saying, nah, see, you got too many rules over there. True enough, Tony beat me and he do all this stuff to me, but you want me to, you know, talk like a lady. You want me to dress modest. I like showing off my butt. I like my eyelashes and my weave. I like that. You don't let me do all that. I'd rather take these whoopings and you want me to feel bad for you? Know what he say? He ain't got no pity for the young men. The hell? What's wrong with them? I mean, I have pity for your young men. I don't like to dress with the long dresses and the, you know, I don't like wearing my natural hair, and I just want to be like this. Go on over and get your ass beat then. Go on over there catch cancer because you want to put this in your hair. Go on over here and catch AIDS because you want to be a whore. Go on over. Ain't got no pity for that young men. That's why. Oh. Like my son said, oh. That is why the master did not have pity on their young men. Or what? Or compassion on their orphans and their widows. So you want to be a drug addict and your baby has some kind of illness and sickness and all this behind what you did. It's your fault. Why all these people dying? Why all this and that? Because that's what happens when you do A and you do B, you ain't gonna believe it. C come with me. C is next. No, I'm gonna do A and B and I'm gonna skip the F. No, this is where I go. I no compassion on their young men. Pity on their young people, compassion on their orphans and their widows. Why? Because you asked for this. You want to be with Pretty Tony because he let you do what you want to do. I'm supposed to feel bad because you wanted what you wanted. You know, I didn't know he was gonna beat me. You didn't know? It's rough over there, ain't it? I ain't got no good. I don't feel bad for you. For everyone was godless and an evildoer, and every mouth spoke folly. For all this, his anger has not turned away. His hand is stretched out still. This is why they're getting what they get. I said, what? Over here, we don't do the godless. Over here, we don't do the evildoer. We don't do the mouth speaking folly. We don't do that over here. That's what Pretty Tony and them do over there. There's a movie called it. And in this movie, these are two pimps. One had a young lady, Pretty Tony had a young lady, that saw the Mac and who he was, how powerful he was, how smooth he was as a character, and she wanted to be with him. She left Pretty Tony to be with the Mac, and Pretty Tony tried to take her back. And the Mac told him, he said, hey, your chick chose me, okay? And that's I use that as a dynamic of, this, because it's a choosing. Choose you this day whom you shall serve. You have before you this day good and evil. Now, granted, the Mac as a whole, it was black exploitation, it was evil, it was this and the third, right? But everything created has some semblance of the Most High Yah in it. Just like the whole book got Yahushua in it, everything in life got Yah in it, whether it's perverted or not. It was perverted for evil's sake, but that don't mean the origin of it was righteousness. The Most High put this in the earth, that a person should leave off from something wicked and wrong and be turned on to something that's better. That's why I use that for those of you that know about such things. For those of you that don't know about such things, then, compare it to something else, man. You know what I'm saying? Compare it to, take it, put it on, I don't know, whatever you watch that one person left off from something that wasn't working for them and they hopped on to something else that was better. Okay?